Hey, what's up guys? It's DoubleWinning, and I've got a little surprise for you here. Welcome to episode 11 of How to Get Out of ELO Hell. I know in episode 10 I kind of said that there probably wasn't going to be any more How to Get Out of ELO Hell videos, but after some popular demand, I've decided to bring the series back, if that's still something you guys want. So if you guys want to see more How to Get Out of ELO Hell, you guys know how to convince me. Just make sure to hit that like button, comment, so I know that you want more of this series. To get through the facts here, we've got a Renekton ranked gameplay. This is a Gold 1, around 50 LP or so, and I'm going up against a Vlad top. And basically, this gameplay is actually going to be about when you're losing the game. Which I know is a pretty popular topic for people who really want to know, like, what do I do when this happens, like my lane goes, or like my bottom lane goes 0-10 or something like that, how do I control the game so that I can try and carry? Well, I think this gameplay is a pretty good example of when things just go wrong. If you guys don't know what I mean by that, let me just switch these up real quick. You just want to make sure that you pay attention to Corki's score. I guess these are the mid laners, whatever. You want to pay attention to Corki's score, and then pay attention to our Caitlyn and Leona's score, because it's not very good. But basically, if you're trying to minimize your losses, which is what, like, if you're losing the game, that's what you want to do. You want to minimize your losses, because obviously you're not going to just start winning unless, like, they seriously start throwing, which is very, very possible. That's why, I know a lot of the people that watch my How to Get Out of the ELO Hell videos are, gold or below. And if you're below, diamond, even in diamond, people throw. Like, a lot of the times it's just waiting it out and setting up opportunities for them to throw. That's a lot of what turning around a game is. So, honestly, like, the biggest things to turn around a game, keep farming. If the lanes are pushing towards you because they're pushing, just keep farming. Try and get picks, which are situations where they kind of get caught out. Like right there, I get ganked and I get myself a kill. Of course, I go pretty stupid mode here and I get slowed under tower and I die, which you'll see here in a second. The second tower shot really dumpsters me. But getting picks like that are super good, because just one kill makes it so they have to fight a 4v5 if they want to continue pressing the aggression, which will just put you in another situation to possibly win a fight. So if you just kill, even if you just kill their support and then back off, it's going to make them think twice before they continue to push. You need to ward. And I mean this, like, if you guys don't know how strong warding is, go check out, like, Faker's solo queue, NA solo queue videos. He'll straight up buy 2 pink wards mid lane, put them on each side of the lane, and completely shut down the lane, because they won't be able to do anything. He won't be able to be ganked. He'll be able to set up ganks for his jungler. He absolutely craps on him. Like, absolute utter domination. There's so many 20-minute wins from Faker on the NA solo queue just because of how well he just shuts down lane by getting those pink wards. Another thing, obviously, like you guys know this, is to just always stay positive. Like, this is like pretty much the key lesson in most of my How to Get Out of ELO Hell videos, is you just need to stay positive, because if you start with the negativity right off the bat, then people are just going to just give up. And if you give up and your team gives up, then what's the point of even trying? Like, you're not going to win. You'll notice here that there is an opportunity presented to us here, because Gragas is 4-1. Their Corki is 9-0, which is I spoke too soon. Their Corki is 10-0, which is incredibly strong. He's got... Excuse me. Their Corki is 11-0, so you guys can kind of see what I mean by them having a huge advantage here. They're about to go pick up a dragon, which is going to put them on an even higher gold lead here. So once they get that, yeah, so they're at about 26,000 to about 22,000. So they have a 4,000 gold lead at 17 minutes, which is pretty big. But what you're going to want to try and do is, like I said, you want to farm, you want to get picks, you want to ward, and you want to minimize your losses. Minimizing your losses basically just means, if you're gonna miss 2 creeps, miss 2 creeps rather than die. Like, that's basically what I'm talking about here. You want to try and trade even objectives. So if they get a dragon, maybe you can get a tower, or maybe you get a dragon, or they're going to get a tower, maybe you can get a dragon. You know, if they get Baron, maybe you can push a tower or an inhibitor, you know, something like that. You want to always try and trade even objectives if you can. You know, if that means trading down a little bit, then you have to, you know, because you're trying to just stall out the game as long as you can so that those gold differences matter less and less. Especially if you do have like a late game team, that's really effective. Another thing is, you need to be decisive. If it's a bad call, decide fast. Sometimes bad calls are even better than no calls at all. Like right here, this Baron call, I was like, what the hell are we doing? But you know what? It was a call, we made it as a team, and we ended up getting a Baron out of it, which ends up bringing the gold lead to a much more favorable position. Sometimes you just need to do something as a team. Because sometimes, you know, doing something as a team, even if it's not the best decision, is better than not doing anything as a team. And sometimes that means, you know, grouping all mid to go push mid tower, even though you guys are behind. Like, just sometimes that happens, you know? Like, if you need to work as a team because this is a team game, but at the same time, you also sometimes have to make some selfish decisions. Whether that means, like, you know, swapping lanes to try and, like, save a lane, you can do that. Or if it means just crushing your lane so hard and then trying to roam. Like, you need to decide which is the better option for you. A little tip for you guys, if you're going to make suggestions, like, for lane swapping or something like that, I don't know. One thing, don't tell people what items to build. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a situation, literally ever, in a game where someone has told someone to build an item and they've been like, oh, thanks, dude, I totally didn't know. Like, unless someone openly asks, like, what do I build, then don't suggest anything. It just makes them feel like you're superior than them. Like, not that you actually are. It just makes them feel like you're trying to say that, which is not good. Like, that's really dumb. If you're going to make suggestions like lane swapping, leave all bias out. Every, like, single bit of little flair. Oh, right here, another, like, team decision we make. Jax is pushing down top tower. We decide, screw it. We'll try and outpush him, which we end up pretty much evenly pushing there because I believe he does get that tower. Yeah. But we can trade objectives here evenly because we feel we are pretty far behind when we're really not that far behind. But trading even objectives is totally okay. Like I said before, if you're going to make suggestions, leave all bias out. Like I was saying, every single little bit of flair to what you're saying is negative. Every single bit. Maybe you guys should swap with me. Like, putting that in chat is the same as saying, you guys suck, you lost your lane, switch with me, you're bad. Like, it's the same thing, which I know you guys are like, no, all I said was, maybe you guys should swap with me. No, in a negative scenario, you're going to come off as a huge asshole, whether you're trying to be or not. I'm sorry, but, like, that's how it is. Like, that just is how it is. If you want a suggestion, just say something like, bot, go top, I'll go bot. Action words. That's all you need, nothing else. Most of the time, they're going to want to swap lanes if they're getting crapped on, but they're just going to have too much pride to say something, or maybe they don't think that's an option, you know? Like, I probably could have done that for bot if I didn't think that I actually, like, could do something against... I knew I could actually do something against Vlad when I would just get crapped on by Janna Corki. So, but if I was maybe a different champion who could do that 1v2 in a snowballed lane better, then maybe I could do that. But I felt, you know, that I would much rather just try and get my tower and farm up and maybe become strong enough to actually do something. Luckily, in this situation, Jax keeps trying to split push, and I can split push against him. But you just need to do action words. No, maybe you guys should do this. Or, like, maybe we shouldn't fight 4v5s. You know? Like, or just, like, all these really stupid things that people say that absolutely contribute nothing, when they could have said it in way better ways. Also, by the way, if you guys remember, Kate started this game 0-3, and Corki was like 12-0. Just saying, like, keep touch of her score real quick. Like, this is like right here. Okay, okay. We made a decision as a team to push this tower without our creeps. Maybe it wasn't the best decision in the world, but we made the decision as a team. And so that's all we can say. Like, we made the decision as a team. Leona got executed. I almost died, and we got about half the damage on the turret. That was just the decision we made as a team. And sometimes they're not going to work out as spectacularly as that first Baron did, or as, like, us double pushing the towers versus jacks pushing the tower. Like, it's not always going to work out in the best way, but you need to continue to just make decisions as a team and really never doubt it. Just always make a decision as a team, and you'll have a lot more success. Like, if you're trying to make a team play, don't just be like, group. I literally hear that all the time in games, and it's the stupidest suggestion. Like, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry, actually. No, it's a stupid suggestion. You guys need to know that. If you're just saying group, that provides absolutely nothing to the team. If you're going to be saying group, you need to provide a game plan. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm coming off as mean here. I'm dedicated. Like, I want to help you guys out, and sometimes that means a little bit of tough love here. If no one's doing anything and you want to just group, you need to have a reason for it, or no one's going to listen to you, and they shouldn't listen to you. If you're just saying group mid, that's not going to do anything. But if you say, if you get your tower and you're like, I'm coming down for dragon, or maybe your mid lane, like, pink ward the river so I can come gank, or pink ward the lane brush so I can come through lane and gank if you're a jungler or something like that. Give decisive actions. Tell them exactly what they need to do. Don't assume they know, like, I'm coming down to bot to gank. They don't know that means pink ward or make sure that there's no wards or call out wards. They don't know this. And if they do, like, they're not going to remember to say anything to you. You need to be decisive with what you're saying and explain a lot of things, especially if you have the time to explain it. You need to. So if this means like let's say I'm top lane. I've got, like, you'd be like, okay, I got my tower. I'm going to come mid to take mid tower. Like, mid lane, be ready. You know, or like, I'm coming to or like I'm putting a ward at their red buff. Be ready at 722. You know, whenever you think the red buff is going to spawn. And then say jungler, you know, be ready at like 650 to come set up a pick at their red. If you make these team-based plans and you explain them bit by bit as if you're playing with 5-year-olds, which, let's be honest, it kind of feels like it sometimes, you'll have more success. But what this also comes down to is, I know this video is supposed to be about, like, never surrender, and these are just, like, I don't know, general tips for winning. But anyway, another thing, though, is people aren't going to listen to you if you're losing your lane. I'm sorry, but they aren't. Like, let's be real here. Have you ever had some, like, where you're, like, you have a laner who's, like, 0-4, and he's like, guys, we need to group and go do dragon? Because that's exactly what he sounds like when he's 0-4. I'm sorry, but that is. So you need to continue to dominate your lane. I know a lot of people, I get a lot of messages from people who are saying, like, I always go 10-0 in my lane and then I lose. Like, then you need to try and be more of a leader, you know? In this game, I wasn't that fed, but I wasn't really, like, losing my lane hardcore. So I was able to make team plays and call out plays for my team, even though Gragas and later on Caitlyn were really the key players. Like, Caitlyn was 0-3, but she ends up going legendary in this game. And Gragas, you know, was doing really well during the game. He just didn't really talk all that much. He was mostly just like a solid solo laner. There's a lot more that I could talk about in terms of kind of turning games around and winning games. So if you guys want to hear more about that, I'm sorry if these videos sometimes come off as ranty, but, you know, I am just trying to help you guys out. So if you guys want to see more, just be sure to like and comment and put, you know, maybe any specific questions you have that I can answer, and I'll definitely try and do that in my next episode. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. I put out League of Legends videos. I'm going to be having some Let's Plays coming out, and I really enjoy hearing from you guys. As always, guys, stay classy and keep winning.